Hello everyone, this is StarCraft bringing you another audio commentary. This is going to be on Acheron Citadel, and it is actually a 3v3. It's going to be Iris, Zai, and Psy in the bottom against Ready to Fly, Perfect, and Incubus in the top. They have 2 Terran players and 1 Zerg player. We have 2 TOS players and 1 Zerg player. So this really hurts my throat, so let's start talking normal. Okay, this is on Acheron Citadel. I think I said that already, but this is a very entertaining game, so stay for the whole thing or your babies will die once they're born. And like I've said before, 3-on-3s are kind of our goof-off fun games, and you're going to be seeing that this game for sure. But it actually turns out to be a very intense game, and it's like it's better than a $10 trip to the movies, in my opinion. It is way more suspenseful, and with me commentating, you can't really ask for more than that. So, yeah, arrogance aside, this is actually a really fun game. So, anything out of the norm right now? We actually saw a double extractor trick by the Zerg Ready to Fly, and I'm not a fan of this just because the point of the extractor trick isn't really to get your drones out earlier, but it's to utilize your larva better, because if you don't do an extractor trick and you just get an overlord at 10, you will be stuck at 3 larvae for about 3 or 4 seconds, which is a waste, because anytime your hatchery isn't producing larvae, you know, you're going to be down in production, obviously. So I don't know about that. I'll stick to the 1 extractor trick, or even the 9 overlord works as well. Terran player, no Reaper harass is coming from here. 2 barracks, what the heck? 2 barracks for the red Terran. No gas from either of them. Two more for the blue player as well. Looks like we're going to see some kind of a tier 1 massing. I'm saying it as if I don't know to try to keep it entertaining, but I obviously do know because I played in this game. That's me. 2 Raxes for each of these Terrans. No gas going down. What are we doing down here? Iris is putting down his spawning pool. 2 gas for Zai, so very unorthodox play. Now putting down his cybernetic score as well. So we might see some Void Rays out of him. That is what 2 gas means, or maybe some quick Immortals or Colossi. Colossi would deal with this very well, but I don't know if he'd be able to get one out in time. Meanwhile, I'm putting down 2 gateways before a cybernetic score. Crazy things all around. I do have my gas, not mining from it just yet. Putting down an expansion at the high yield. And notice that this high yield has 7 minerals instead of 6 minerals, but it has no gas. And I knew this going into it. I'm going to be going a heavy Zealot build. Why else would I need so many minerals? Maybe I could get those minerals and feed my partners. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. But that's not what I end up doing on this map, on this match rather. And Iris putting down an expansion as well. 2 hatches in the Zerg's base. Still those 2 geysers. I'm not sure why he's choosing to mine 1 and 1. Doesn't really make much sense. I guess he is evening out the mining amount, but he had to waste a drone on one of those, so who knows. So 2 hatcheries in his base, probably getting Zergling speed right now. He'll get that once he hits 100 minerals. And they are rallying their Marines out in front of their bases. 3 Raxes, 4 Raxes for the blue player. No orbital command. What the heck are they doing? Just lots of SCVs. None for him either. Another supply depot. 4 barracks for him. Look at all these Marines coming out, and look at what we have to deal with it. Transferring some probes from my high yield, by the way. And I have 2 Zealots, 3 Zealots, and a queen, so we have absolutely nothing. I'm not sure what Iris is going layer tech for when he only has 1 gas and he doesn't really have an expansion up and running. This is kind of weird. I can't imagine what he'd be getting. There's a 2nd gas, but kind of late if you ask me. Not sure about that layer tech. Could have stuck to Zerglings for a little bit longer. My expansion is up and running. Need to pump out some more probes there and get that a little more saturated. There we go. Might even see a chrono boost on that, but lots of Marines. Oh my gosh, this is so many Marines. I only have 4 Zealots. I was preparing to mass Zealots, but it couldn't really happen until I saturated this and saturated this, because I just don't have enough money. You'll see I have about 80 minerals right now. Still pumping those drones out, but they are just continuing to mass that tier 1. Both Terran players don't even have their gas yet, and that is just insane. You don't really see this too often. All in Marine Zergling push. Zai does have his warp gate first. Void Ray coming out, but against Marines, that's not going to be too useful. But he actually uses them quite well in this game, and we're going to see that in a second here. Charging up his beam on these rocks, ready for this attack. But Iris does pull it off so that Zai can charge up on those rocks without them being destroyed, and he's going to be doing that and then coming in, and we're going to engage with these Zealots and a few Lings. Here we go. Yeah, continuing to charge, you'll see there. Now we are engaging. Void Ray's in nice position over that ledge. Zealots and Zerglings running in. Are they going to be able to do enough damage? Let me take off those health bars. You don't want to see that. More Zerglings reinforcing. A couple just standing out here, but Zealots getting eaten up very fast by those Zealots, and those two Void Rays do get focused down too. Could have microed those a little bit better, but probably busy macroing at his base, and I'm just getting overrun here. This is not looking good. Sentries coming out. I was going to prepare for some barriers because they own Marines. Barriers greater than Marines, but they just have too much at this point. My base is going down. What I do have going for me right now, though, is I do have my high yield, and I'm just dropping down tons of gateways. I did research warp gates before I got taken out. Unfortunately, my forge isn't going to finish the +1. It was so close too, but they do kill that pylon, and that's kind of a big hit for me because I'm going to be massing a lot of Zealots, and they won't have that +1 for quite a while. Forge and a gateway going down for Zai, struggling to pump out enough Void Rays, but right now he only has one. Not even going to bother to saturate that expansion just because they're going to go up there in a few minutes here and take that out as well. Mineral line getting just torn apart by these Zerglings, and Iris, oh, he's got two Void Rays actually. Iris just sending in Lings to their death. He's better off saving those for, he's sending in these Hydras as well, so I don't know about that. Maybe he just had his men rallied up, but he's better off saving them for Banelings, which would do very well against this composition. Granted, Banelings would have a hard time getting close to this number of Marines, but at this point, it's really tough to say. And Perfect is GGing. Zai doesn't agree, but it's always kind of doucherific to GG. Is that Void Ray going to get out? Oh, it doesn't quite get out. So close. But it's always kind of a dick move to GG before your opponents, because you're basically saying, we beat you, leave, we don't want to waste time killing your base. But, you know, maybe they didn't mean bad manner by it, but it's always, you just want to wait for your opponent to GG. And if they don't GG, just don't say anything. It's not going to hurt anyone's feelings. But the Zerg base being destroyed here, continuing to rally just a few Lings. I don't agree with this at all. At the high yield, I do have my Twilight Council getting charged. I was fed quite a bit of money by Iris, I believe, or maybe Iris sent it to someone else. I think Zai fed me money, and then Iris is going to actually send this money to who he thinks is me, but he actually sends it to Zai instead. And Zai just has a couple minerals here. Maybe he'll ship that over to me in a second. But his expansion is taken out, so we just have two bases. And if we look here, Zai's Voiders are doing quite a bit of harassment on this Terran player. He's not going to be able to repair through that. These SCVs are dying anyway, so about to go down. He needs to pump out a lot of Marines to try to deal with this. These Zerglings are running up somewhere. Here's some Marines from the blue player, but he is still picking off some SCVs. Doesn't look like he's going to finish off this command center. He is shooed away by these Marines. And notice they still have no gas whatsoever. They are sticking to this tier 1 tech. Just a massive all-in with these Marines and Zerglings. That is a lot of Zerglings. Zerg player doesn't have any gas as well, just 2 queens and 2 hatcheries. I do have my +1 soon, 3 sentries and a whole lot of zealots, gonna be +1. 7 gateways with charge, so this is a very strong force to deal with Marines, both Marines and Zerglings. Zai wants a rematch, and Iris's base going down right there. And let's look at the mineral count. Let's see if I can find any of their units. Where are those Void Rays? Where are you, Void Rays? Okay, well, first of all, Iris sent all his money to someone. And if I could find the Void Rays, I could actually... Okay, here we go. Engagement against these Zerglings. Let me slow that down a little bit. Sorry, I'm busy looking for the Void Rays like a